Hey everybody, it's Janice Wright from the Garrison Public Affairs Office, and today we're talking about how to access the Great Place. All that and more on this episode of the Great Big Podcast. Welcome back, everyone, and we're here today with the Department of the Army Security Guard's chief here at Fort Cavazos, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about how to access the installation.
Thank you, and good afternoon. My name is Philip Coe. I'm the chief of guard here for the access control points here for the installation, and glad to be here with you this afternoon.
Happy to have you. I know there's a lot of policies and guidelines to access the installation, so let's get right into it and talk about some of those.
Sure. Some of the basic things that people need to know when they're coming onto the installation or trying to access the installation is please, we're looking for to make sure that individual has the proper ID, U.S. Armed Forces ID, DoD CAC card. Also, they have a thing what we call the AIE badge, also the AIE short time pass, and passport is authorized along with accompanied with a paper pass, and disabled veterans health ID card, as long as it's registered with the Visitor Welcome Center, they're allowed to use those also to gain access to the installation.
Is there somewhere where visitors can gain access to a list of the required identifications?
I would recommend probably going in person to the Visitor Welcome Center. We have some great professionals up there is more than happy to help any customer out with any issue or question they might have to need to gain access.
So what are some of the normal procedures visitors must go through in order to access the installation?
To get a pass, if you're not any type of DoD or military affiliated, just like I say, go to the Visitors Welcome Center to gain that pass. The Visitor Welcome Center is open from 05 in the morning to 2100 hours. If we had somebody that come in after 2100, at our main gate down there, which we like to call access control point 1, the main gate, between 2100 and 05, our guys can help them with gaining a pass to enter the installation.
So one of the other things I wanted to talk about is the random security checks. Now, I've probably only endured about 2 or 3 of those in all of the years that I've been here, but tell us a little bit more about the importance of those and why they have to occur.
Sure. The mobile RAM team is a great tool to help us with security and to protect the installation. We have different schedules. They go around to different ACPs and gates. We always change up. It's very, very great tool. I know some people kind of might get a little bit irritated, but it is some of the things that we've found and some of the things that we've prevented in doing this is really paid off in protecting our family members, our soldiers, our contractors, our civilians that work on the installation.
And you're right. It can be very irritating, very frustrating. Only for me because that particular day that the random check happened to me, I just happened to be in a rush and I was short on time, and it was the worst time it could have happened. But in hindsight, I do understand the importance of it, and I do understand why you guys have those procedures implemented to help keep the installation safe. So what are the specific gates that are used for like oversized deliveries?
Great question. So if we have commercial vehicles or delivery vehicles that's coming through to the installation for the first time, they need to go to Clark Road, which we call the truck inspection facility. There they get inspected. We have individuals there that will collect their information and data, and we'll do the vetting process right there at that location. So, and that's, for commercial vehicle drivers that come on for this is the first time they've ever delivered to the installation. Hey, we do have commercial vehicles that deliver on a regular basis, i.e., I would say, food deliveries to our schools and stuff that's on the installation. Once they've acquired a pass for the installation, they can come through. We have 5 other actual gates that they can come through once they have received a pass to enter the installation.
And what about soldiers who are moving or arriving or maybe even moving themselves using a moving truck?
Yeah, so I'd say individuals that are doing a self-move or soldiers, would have them go to the truck inspection facility there on Clark Road. One little tidbit of information that is, would help alleviate some frustration. If you're doing a self-move and you're coming to Fort Cavazos, hey, and you having weapons, let's say you're transporting weapons, you're a hunter, or you like to shoot clays or whatever, we would say go to the Visitor Welcome Center, register those, register those weapons there, get a temporary registration. Then when you go over to the Clark Road truck inspection facility, you already have those pre-registered. You can show those forms there as you go through the inspection process there.
So I know, every day we forget things, we forget our IDs and everything. And I know that's probably one of the major issues that people have trying to access the installation. What are some of the others?
Well, some of the other things that we see out there daily is we'll have folks that come in and their ID card or their CAT card will be mutilated, or to where you can't read the barcodes on the back or date of birth. Anything like that, we're obligated to confiscate that ID. But we do issue a Fort Cavazos Form 640-3. We fill that out for them and give that to the customer, and that'll give them access for 15 days to access the installation. All they would do is show a picture ID, like their driver's license, in that form, and they can get access granted, and that gives them enough time to, get a new ID or CAT card reissued to them.
What about expired identification cards or an expired license? I know that can pose a problem when you're trying to access the installation as well. What happens with that?
Yes, great question. So for expired CAT cards or military IDs, family member ID, we also have to confiscate those also. Hey, we do issue that Fort Cavazos Form 640-3. But driver's license, if we have a customer come in that has expired driver's license and to say he has a paper pass, we will we'll turn that individual around and we'll send them back to the Visitor Welcome Center, because if the driver's license is expired, we cannot accept that as a official photo ID. One of the other things that we can't do that we see is, now technology is a great thing, right? So people have their driver's license on their phones. However, we cannot accept that either. We have to have the actual physical driver's license to grant access.
Yeah, sometimes technology is not always helpful.
Yes.
We understand that. And also another issue is contraband, things that are prohibited to bring in through the gate. Talk about some of those things.
Yeah, some of the things that we see, especially probably from some of our Uber drivers, we'll see, they'll be carrying weapons or handguns. So weapons have to be registered at the VWC before you come onto the installation. And there's a form that we issue with that once a weapon is registered, and that form is a 190-19. Hey, that has to be accompanied with the weapon at all times when they try to enter the installation. Some of the other things I would say that's contraband, we've seen brass knuckles are not allowed onto the installation. That's another weapon that's absolutely not allowed. Also, we've seen switchblades, anything that has a blade or knife that's over 5.5 inches in length, that's not authorized also. Well, some of the things that we see that would stop you is, folks do not have a pass. We do have folks, customers that will show up. It's not familiar. Hey, you got to have a pass to come on because this is a federal installation, and you have to be vetted prior to coming on and being granted access to the installation. That's some of the biggest things that we see. Folks that do not know, first-time visitors come to visit family members, and they don't know. And of course, we'll guide them in the right direction. We'll get them turned around and sent up to the Visitor Welcome Center if it's between 05 and 2100 hours. They get them taken care of so they can get a pass and enter the installation.
Are there different stipulations or guidelines that determine how long the pass is valid for?
Well, we have some, for example, we have some employees that work here on the installation for contractors and stuff that require a pass for a longer period of time. We could go up to like a year, but usually those organizations will issue that individual letter. So when they go to the Visitor Welcome Center, they can issue them a pass for an extended period of time, a pass, yes.
So just a regular visitor or family or friends, how long is their pass usually valid for?
If they come, let's say I'm coming to visit for 2 weeks, and we'll go up to the Visitor Welcome Center. Say I'm here visiting my son or daughter or family. I'm here for 2 weeks or whatever. They'll issue a pass for that time period. You can't go up to like 30 days or so, just depending on what that individual's doing.
And again, the visitor center where you would get the pass is located at the main gate, the Bernie Beck gate.
But before you get to the main gate, yes, as you come up by the museum. So the Visitor Welcome Center is located right there by the new museum.
So what are the gate hours for two of the main gates that are used here on the installation?
Well, two of the major gates that are utilized is the Bernie Beck gate and also the Clear Creek gate. And those gates are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for access to the installation.
Any advice you would give to visitors who want to access the installation?
If you want to gain more information, they can go to the My Army Post app, and it'll have hours posted on there regarding the other gates and their hours that they're operating.
Great information. Well, on behalf of the Great Big Podcast, we just want to say, we are so grateful to have you guys out there at the gate doing what you do every day, rain, sleet, or shine. You guys are out there keeping us safe, and you do it with a smile. So we are very grateful to have you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it, and I'll make sure that I pass it on to all my guys that's out there on the
Please
gate.
do.
Yes.
Please do. More on the Great Big Podcast coming right up.
Hi, my name's Macy Duncan. I am a curator here at the National Mounted Warrior Museum. We had the opportunity to open our doors to the public in September of 2024. The National Mounted Warrior Museum offers educational opportunities, private tours with reservation, as well as over 4,000 square feet of exhibit space that covers 250 years of mounted warrior history. We cover the histories of units and soldiers who have served here on Fort Cavazos and continue to serve today. From the inception of the 3rd Cavalry Regiment and the 1st Cavalry Division and their continued efforts in World War II, Vietnam, and the global war on terror, we also celebrate the community's role in the development of the post. We hope you come visit us Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We look forward to seeing you at the National Mounted Warrior Museum, where you too can live the legacy of the Mounted Warrior.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Samantha Harms with your Garrison Public Affairs Office.
And I'm Heather Ashley with the Garrison Public Affairs Office.
And we've talked a lot about things that are very important, but I want to talk about the most important thing today, which is a brand new face. Welcome to the show.
Mine,
Yes,
right?
yes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And welcome to the team. So for people who may know your name in the past, because you've been here before, just not on this side of the aisle, I guess you could call it, this side of the line. So do you want to give us a little bit of background on your story?
Sure thing. I was a contractor with the first Landmark and then Temple Daily Telegram doing the Sentinel.
Yeah.
From 2005 until 2015.
Okay.
I took a year leave.
Sure.
And then came back for a few years.
Okay.
Then went into private sector and then ended up coming back very recently on the GS side.
Yeah. Well, we're very excited to have you here. And obviously you were here with the then Fort Hood Sentinel. So now we're here with the current Fort Cavazos Sentinel. So we're very excited to have you back on the team. I know when we were going through, the interview process, of course, all of that is so important and so vital to making sure that we're really hiring in people who should be here and be a part of this team. But as soon as you ended up being the final pick, we were just really excited to have it happen and all of that. Yeah, so excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I have been wanting to come back, and there's a great team here, and I'm having a blast. I love it.
Yeah, good. What's your favorite thing you've done so far?
Probably just getting back into the stories with the soldiers and their families. That's really my passion, is telling their stories.
Okay, what led you into that originally?
I grew up in a military family.
Okay.
Every male in my family has served in the Army or the Navy, actually.
Interesting. Okay.
So I've kind of been enmeshed in that culture, and it has bled into my personality in ways I never would have thought. Like with keeping schedules and things have to be a certain way. And it just kind of seemed natural.
Yeah. I love that. That's really nice. That's so fun. So if you could say over the last few, the years that you were here before coming onto the government side of things, what is your favorite story that you ever covered for the Sentinel?
The Long Road Home.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
The Long Road Home was about an attack in Solder City on Black Sunday, 2004.
Okay.
A 1st Cavalry Division unit was pinned down in the city.
Okay.
Martha Raditz wrote a book about the experience.
Okay.
But it was one of the first books during the global war on terrorism that showed both sides. She wrote from the story from the soldiers overseas in Iraq going through all of this. She also talked to their families. National Geographic later picked it up, and they filmed I'm trying to recall if it was 5 or 7 piece miniseries telling the story. So they filmed it here. So it was one of my favorite books. So I was able to do the interviews and everything while they were filming, and got meet the soldiers who were really involved as well as those portraying them. It was very interesting.
Wow, that sounds really cool. I mean, unfortunate that is the story that we're telling, but what a unique way to go about telling that story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that.
Me too.
Well, of course, we have talked a little bit about you and how excited we are that you're here on the podcast with us, hopefully to become a regular face, depending on if you want to keep doing it or not.
We'll see how it goes.
I feel like that's always like a hesitation for people, So I've been on the podcast. It's hard to believe. I've been here almost 4 years now. I've been doing this almost the entire time. And so sometimes even now, like bringing in new faces, people get so nervous. And it's like, well, no. We're just here. We're just chit-chatting, having a good time,
Well, you make it look so easy.
Oh, well,
it's
thank
like you're a natural. Have been print forever. So I'm not accustomed to being on camera, but I'm very cognizant of the fact that I'm on camera right now, and it's uneasy.
Trust me, it gets easier to do it the more you do it. Well, let's talk about something a little more fun. What did you do this past weekend?
Just farm work.
Farm work, okay.
Trying to get everything cleaned up, the spring cleaning, and
sure.
get everything organized and kind of purge. We're getting ready to bring chicks in,
Oh,
getting ready to pull honey, so
okay.
stuff like that.
Very cool. How many animals? What type of animals? Like rough estimate. What do you got on the farm?
We got some Angus cattle,
Okay.
2 quarter horses,
Okay.
a morbidly obese mini pig.
No way. Oh my God.
His belly drags. We have barn cats, peacocks, a goose,
Wow.
chickens,
Okay, really, quite literally a farm.
a bunch of dogs.
I love that. So we have a connection in terms of I'm from Kansas, and you obviously have a Kansas connection as well. And I know, like, when I was younger, my dad was stationed at Fort Johnson, Louisiana, and so that's kind of where we started getting into the horseback riding. And they had the gentleman that we would horseback ride with had a pig. I don't know what kind, but man, that pig was angry all the time. In the fence that they had, there was like little divots where he was just like always ramming him into the fence. So, I've always loved the farm.
Our pig is Sylvester, and he's a free range pig who maybe moves about 30 feet a week.
Oh my goodness, I'm in love.
He's a mess.
I am in love. I can't wait to see pictures.
But he's very moody.
Okay.
And he has an opinion on everything.
Oh,
so,
okay. Sure. Don't we all?
Yeah. We don't squeal.
Well, maybe I do sometimes. I get really annoyed. Well, that's exciting. We love a little farm work and, taking advantage of the day that you can do that, especially with the weather being a little nicer now. Thank goodness for that. I did my taxes this weekend.
That's really exciting.
It was thrilling. Yeah, just thrilling. Being an adult is the worst sometimes, and it's just tax season. So for people who haven't done your taxes, now's the time. Better to do it early than wait until the last minute. So just a reminder for everybody.
It's April 15th.
That's right, yeah.
We need to take ours over. We make an accountant do ours.
Smart.
Math.
See. Yeah, math's not for me either. There's a reason I'm in public affairs. I was a chem major originally when I was starting in college. I did my freshman year as a chem major. I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? This is not the vibe for me.
Took me 3 tries to pass college algebra.
Oh,
I
no.
finally had to take it over a summer back home at a community college.
Yeah.
And the instructor, his name was George. He pulled me aside one day and he said, it might kill one of us, but you're going to pass this class. And I said, George, I just need a C, and I promise I won't go into a career that involves mathematics. That is a true story.
Oh my God. That's the best story I've ever heard. Wow. Did he give you a C?
I think I got a B. I know I passed, and the credit did transfer.
It did transfer.
So.
Nice. Wow. George is really helping you out there.
George.
That's actually hilarious. Oh my goodness.
I swear that is the truth.
I believe it. So yeah, I see why you need an accountant to do yours. That makes sense.
So we just gather it all up and we drop it off.
Drop it off. Yeah, fair. That's probably
It's safest.
Yeah, I would say so.
So I hope you get a big return.
Oh, well, taxes are taxes.
Yeah.
Every year, I feel like I'm always like holding out for a return, and then, it just never seems to happen that way.
I understand. They always find
Yeah,
something.
they do. They really do. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, sometimes you got to be an adult. So I did that, and then just, hung out. It was nice.
Did you top it off with some laundry, maybe?
I did not, but I did do vacuuming, so I think that counts as being just as horrible.
I washed the laundry. I've not put it away yet, though.
Okay. I have had that since last week, so just like sitting in the baskets waiting for me to finally put it away.
If they want to invent something, it should be something that folds and puts away your laundry.
Yeah. Yeah, that would actually
I'd buy that.
I would too. That'd be crazy helpful.
I'll wash it all day long.
Yeah. I'm happy to put it in the washer, happy to put it in the dryer, easy peasy.
I'll pull it back out.
I'll pull it out, but then I just need to like hand it to anybody else, anything else, and be like, your turn.
They have to fold it correctly.
That's fair. See, I'm pretty lucky that, I don't know. Most of the things I have to hang up. So it makes it a little easier, but then it's like having to go through the closet and like pulling out all of the hangers and then putting them in. It's just too complicated. So much work. Not my jam.
My husband will fold laundry, but he folds my shirts wrong. Because I only fold T-shirts and camisoles.
Sure, yeah.
He folds them wrong.
How do you fold them?
I fold like at the Gap or something where they
Oh, like
fold
with the
sleeves.
T-shirt and it's like the sleeves in
Yes,
and then
and
the
then-
fold. Yeah, okay.
He will fold them like vertically in half.
Okay, it's like a hot dog.
Yes,
Okay, and then in half again.
yes.
Hmm.
So I don't know what it is, what shirt it is.
Yeah, it's a real
So-
mystery.
So it's one of those where you don't want to complain because someone's doing it for you.
Somebody's doing it. Yeah.
So you just kind of thank them, covertly take it into the room, unfold everything,
Refold
and
it.
redo it.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
But I'll never complain about anyone folding my laundry.
I wouldn't either. Mm-mm. Couldn't be me. Well, I know every time Janice is on with us, she likes to do a word for the week. So what is your word for the week?
I think joy.
Joy. Why?
Well, it was going to be patience
Okay.
because I need that,
Yeah.
but we'll work on that later. Joy because I believe that your attitude in any given situation or circumstance really is the most important thing about your experience. You can turn anything into whatever. So I want to focus on finding joy and choosing to be joyful and just kind of lightening. I've got every excuse and reason in the world to be heavy or down. I want to make a conscious effort to find joy.
I think that's really great, and I am stealing your word.
Excellent. We can share it.
I like that. Yeah, that's a good plan because I think all of that is really nice. And yeah, I want that in my life too for this week. So
So we're going to be joyful.
we're going to be joyful together.
We'll
I
just
love that.
remind each other that we're finding joy
Yes,
this week.
finding the joy and everything. Hey, they say teamwork makes the dream work. So
Well, we're good. We're doing great things.
we're doing great things here at the Great Place.
Exactly. You got it.
Yeah. Well, I think with that will be the end of the Great Big Podcast for this week. We want to say thank you for coming on for your first time. I think you crushed it. If our listeners want to see your beautiful face, just as a reminder, we are on YouTube, so you can watch us and watch us try to describe the way that we fold T-shirts. I think that's important for listeners.
We did have a nice visual.
We did, yeah. Yes, absolutely. So with that, we will talk to you guys next week.